Good afternoon. I'm Eileen Schumann.
And I'm Mona Schumann.
And together we are Schumann & Schumann PC, Atlanta's mother-daughter divorce team. And
That we are.
today we want to talk to you about having an attorney that is actually keeping up to date with case law and changes in statutes and how that's really important to have. And Mona is our in-office researcher, and she has all of our daily reports.
I am the designated reader of the daily reports. And generally I try to read them every morning. But on Monday morning, it's a little difficult because then you get the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday daily report. And they're here to greet me when I return to the office to begin another week.
And Mona, how long have you been reading the daily report case law for us?
Do you want a for real answer? Well,
No.
we've been practicing together for 12 years, so I've read it for 12 years. Prior to that, I read it from law school on when you used to sit with me and you would read your little baby books and I would read the daily report. So this is a long history and a long relationship. And it is my greatest pleasure to read these papers for you and for me and our clients.
And recently we had a trial where it was so helpful that we were up to date on the law because we actually, if you remember we had that beautiful index?
Yes.
We had all of our cases together, we had them indexed, and we had page number dividers in between the indexes, because I know a lot of law and a lot of trials are going paperless. In divorce, it's still a little tricky to be 100% paperless, but it was so helpful to have that index, and I felt like that was partly why the judge ruled in our favor, because we had our case law outlined and we had a copy for the court, and I think it just helps. I have noticed that some of the judges have asked for us to submit case law and briefs electronically, but either way, I think a lot of lawyers take for granted actually sitting down and reading cases. And I know that Simona reads the daily report, and I do try and check the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals and just check Lexis. I'm on Lexis at least once a day. And I know you do too.
Well, yes, we had a little discussion in the firm, and the discussion was, do we really need to get the paper, not just online paper, but this is paper for those of you who don't get paper. And I am a big proponent of touching the paper and reading the paper and setting aside time to see the paper. I feel the same way about my New York Times and my Atlanta Journal and Constitution. I think it's a good part of freedom of speech, but I'll not discuss that today. But I will tell you that I enjoy reading the case law in the daily report. And it's something that I do, and I would miss it if it were just online.
And so I find that in our practice, having us be kept up to date with law helps our clients. And I think that if you are in the middle of a divorce case, and if you ask your lawyer a legal question, and if they don't know the question right away, that's fine. But if they don't say to you, let me look it up and I'll get back to you, then you may want to rethink your legal representation. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree.
And so that's our tidbit today about using the law when you are in the middle of a legal action.